Welcome back to Marketing Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Walpuff, your host. We're talking to marketers from around the country, and today we're in Richmond, Virginia, talking to Stephen Moegling from Hailey Sault. Stephen, welcome to the conversation today.
Thank you for having me, Howard.
We enjoy having you. We enjoy hearing different types of stories, and that's what I want to get to. I want to learn a bit more about you and how you got started in marketing in the first place.
Well, I'm one of those individuals who kind of knew that he wanted to be in a certain profession when he was a young age. So about 8 years old, I was so fixated on the idea of being in advertising and being at an ad agency. I thought, now that's the lifestyle for me. I could be creative. Everything's new every day. I think I was inspired by TV shows like Bosom Buddies and Darren from Bewitched. And so that's what I did. I ended up getting a degree in advertising and haven't looked back since.
It's great when you have that, I guess, that spark at a young age and those little pieces to reinforce that as you move forward. Now you really been in the industry and doing a lot of different work, specifically with healthcare. So how did you get started within that direction?
Sure. Well, I originally grew up in Ohio, and that's where I got my degree. And then I moved to Virginia about 2 years after starting my advertising agency business career. And I ended up working for a agency here in Richmond that focused on healthcare. And quite frankly, Howard, I thought, I'm not sure I'm really interested in this healthcare stuff. I'd rather be selling cars and shoes and all of that fun stuff. But I got the bug. It bit me. And I found that I really enjoyed the mission of communicating healthcare services and thought that I was making a difference. And I've stayed within healthcare the rest of my career so far.
It's important to find that comfort zone for you as a marketer. And it really is amazing that the great things that you can share with people regarding healthcare. Obviously, it's the doctors and the scientists that are really making the big difference. But being able to share with them so they can go to the right doctor is really important and does play a role in helping people's lives.
I would agree. And I think that perhaps one of the reasons why I've also stayed within healthcare is because it is a complex communications platform. Being able to provide thoughtful information about medical services, but in a way that the average person who's not a medical professional can appreciate. And so ever since day one of the healthcare journey, it's really pushed me to be a more effective communicator.
You really can tell the difference between the types of information that people are seeing and absorbing that really speak to them and those that are just kind of just regurgitating the facts about the product, the service, the practice. And it does make a difference to how they react to it and how they respond with their feet and with their wallet to really work with these companies that do speak to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think with whether it's healthcare or financial, legal, any of these complex industries in which there is just an overabundance of jargon, I think it invites us in the marketing communications industry to really have an appreciation for the end customer, consumer, client.
How do you usually focus on the fact that there are some types of advertising that you need to have a lot of different disclaimers that are put into the messaging? What do you find the best way to focus on the product itself and the benefits that doesn't get drowned out by a lengthy list of whether it's in print or on TV to get the right message out?
Sure. Well, I think there's a fundamental best practice of being a student of your industry and what are the rules and regulations and the lines in the sand in terms of what you can and cannot say. But beyond that, I think one of the secrets that I've applied in my career and the work that we do at Hailey Sault is to understand that consumer audience at the different inflection points of their journey, in this case, the journey of being a patient or receiving healthcare services. And so at each step of that journey, going from first awareness, a trigger event, all the way to utilization and advocacy, that consumer will have a different set of needs and knowledges bases. And so where do we intercept, and at what point does that consumer have more of an awareness of what the total circumference of that medical conversation needs to be? So that's where we start to get into the nuance of what to say, when to say it, and how to say it.
It's very important to make sure what is being said resonates and speaks to that audience. I know there's a lot of time and effort and thought that goes into the production of any type of marketing that you're doing for these companies, because the message is very important, even more so to make sure that people's health and lives are sustained and made for the better. So I thank you for sharing with us everything that you're doing, and really keep up the good work. Let's make sure that everyone is getting the right information out there.
I appreciate that, Howard. Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us as well. It is so important to have the right information and the right marketers getting you that information so you can make educated decisions on your health and decisions where to go and how to take care of yourself. It's important that Stephen is doing the work that he's doing and getting it out there. There's more information you can learn here on Daily Ad Brief. But go out and have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.